Hey loves, welcome back to my channel. Join me as I make this beautiful crop top in 10 minutes. It's a very easy tutorial and beginners friendly. If this is what you're interested in, keep on watching and let's get started. So for the crop top, I made use of just 1 yard of Ankara fabric and I've cut out 2 pieces for both the front and the back. This top doesn't have any zipper, so I'm cutting both the front and the back almost the same, and the wideness of what I have is 26 inches while the length is 20 inches. That is my own measurement. Okay, so I'm gonna need to fold it into 2. I'll first of all roll out a line on the top which will serve as my shoulder line. I will place half of my shoulder measurement on the shoulder line, 7.5 inches. I will mark a neck width of 3 inches. That is for both the front and the back. And for the back neck depth, I'm going to use 1 inch, while the front neck depth 3 inches. I will go ahead to connect with my free hand. You can make use of your ruler. After connecting, I'm going to mark 1 inch downward from where I mark my shoulder measurement. This will serve as a shoulder slope. I will go ahead to connect it like so. From the shoulder slope, I will come down to my chest line, 7.5 inches. I will bring the shoulder measurement, half of the shoulder measurement, down to the chest line in order to get a straight line. I will go ahead to connect into a straight line. I'll find the midpoint of what I have from the shoulder to the chest line by doing like this. I mark the midpoint. I will come out by 1/2 inch. I will go ahead to connect from the shoulder to the 1/2 inch. Okay, and before I create my armhole curve, I will first of all measure 1/4 of my bust measurements. Okay, my bust measurement divided by 4. I will go ahead to mark it, add 1/4 of an inch for ease and 1 inch for my stitching allowance. I will go ahead to curve my armhole. I'm going ahead to take the length of my top. I'm making use of 18 inches. My half length is 17 inches, but I made use of 18 inches, which will be the length of my top, and the remaining 1.5 inches down there will be for folding allowance. So I will bring the measurement I have on my bust down to the length of the top. So it's just going to be a free top because I'm not adding a zipper to it. After connecting, I'll go ahead to add 1/2 inch on the armhole for stitching allowance because we are cutting directly on the fabric, and then 1/2 inch on the shoulder. So I'm going ahead to cut it out. I will cut out the back neckline. I will separate the back from the front and proceed to cut the front neckline. So the front has a slit. I'm going to come down by 4 inches for the slit. I will go ahead to slit it open. So this is what I have for the front, and this is it for the back. So for my sleeve, I have 8 inches length, and I'm gonna head to fold my fabric into 4. Okay, so from the side I came down by 4 inches. I'll go ahead to give it a curve. I'll measure my round sleeve. I'll add 1 inch for my stitching allowance. So where I want the sleeve to stop, I'll also go ahead to mark the measurement and add my stitching allowance as well. I will go ahead to connect the 2 points together, and then I'll proceed to cut it out. So this is it for the 2 sleeves. Keep it aside. So I'll go ahead to cut a facing for the front and the back. My fabric is folded into 2 and I place the front piece on it. I'll go ahead to trace the neckline and the shoulder. I'll remove it and give the down part a curve. After that, I will also come down by 4 inches just like I did for the main piece, and I'll go ahead to slit it open. So I'll go ahead to place it on the front piece, right side facing right side, and then I'll stitch by 1/2 inch. As you can see me doing like this, I'm going to go over to my sewing machine and stitch by 1/2 inch. And for the back, I've also folded my fabric into 2. I will place the back piece on it. I will trace the neckline exactly the same, and the shoulder as well. I will go ahead to give the down part a curve. I'll place it on the back neckline. I'll also stitch by 1/2 inch. After I was done turning the necklines, this is what the front looks like. You can see how neat it is. Go ahead to iron it out properly, and this is it for the back. So I'll go ahead to join the front and the back on the shoulder. I will open up the facing like this. I'll go ahead to stitch by 1/2 inch. I'll repeat the same thing for the other side. After I was done joining the shoulders, I notched the midpoint of the sleeve. I'm going to go ahead to place it, and I will stitch it from one side to the end and stitch from the other side to the end. I'll repeat the same thing for the other side. I'll go ahead to stitch it and I'll be back. This is what I have after stitching the sleeve. Okay, so if you check the top properly, you notice that there is an extra fabric attached on the tip of the sleeve separately. Okay, and for that I have a piece of fabric I've cut out. The wideness is 3 inches, and while on fold I have 1.5 inches. I'll go ahead to stitch it on the tip of the sleeve like so. Okay, just fold it into 2 and stitch together. After I was done stitching, you can see what I have. I went ahead to iron it out properly. So the next thing I'm going to do is to put the fabric together, right side facing right side, and I will go ahead to stitch them on the side with my stitching allowance. I will also hem the down part. You can make use of your hemming gum at this point, but I want to run a stitch on top of it, so I'll do that and I'll be back. After I was done joining the front and the back together and also hem the down part, this is what the top looks like. I also went ahead to iron it up properly. If you have watched up to this point and you are yet to subscribe, kindly hit on the subscribe button, and don't forget to share this video, like and share your thoughts in the comment section. Thank you for watching. Bye.